Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of 161st and River. And this is the first episode post Christmas. So I hope everybody had a happy Merry Christmas and a happy holiday for those who celebrate. And today's episode is going to be a bit more of like, I guess, a recap of kind of what's gone on. I mean, we haven't really missed much since Christmas because nothing has happened in pertaining to this team. And little things have surfaced, I guess we could say. A rumor here, a rumor there. um and we're going to unpack the little rumors that we hear here, um because this is that time of the year, right? This is the time of the year right now where things are going on behind the scenes that we might not necessarily understand yet. And I'm sure we'll see, very, very shortly what's going to happen in terms of, you know, the Yankees this offseason, because this team, as presently constructed, as we know, is not good enough to win. So we're going to start with this. This was tweeted out earlier today by an account on X that has some stuff, has gotten some stuff over the years here. The quote is from The Athletic, Chris Kirschner of The Athletic. Posted a column this morning talking about the Yankee offseason. It's been slow so far. Obviously, it's been a drag. It has been depressing so far. And mentioned in there that, judging by, and this isn't sourced, I want to make that clear. I don't believe it's sourced fully from, I don't want to make assumptions on behalf of Kirsch, but I believe that this is more of an assumption, not a sourced thing, but I'm sure he'll say as such on his podcast, which I totally recommend everybody listen to. It's a great podcast. Judging by the Boz trade, the Shane Boz trade, the prices are exorbitant, and it would further deplete the Yankees farm system. The Yankees farm system, I think, is better than people think it is, and Kirshner understands this, obviously. But I think it's much better than what people think it is. Freddie Peralta, Mackenzie Gore, and Sandy Alcantara are possible targets in the market, but each pitcher will cross the Yankees' big-time prospect capital. Well, yeah, that's the name of the game here. The Yankees aren't getting anything for free. And if you want to win a championship in the Judge window and you want to get, of those three starters, I rank them Peralta, Alcantara, Gore. That's just me. But, whatever floats your boat, I guess. And then Rifkin tweets out, "This is why I look at Milwaukee. If they move Freddie Peralta, the Yankees and Brewers have talked prospects recently." Interesting. The Yankees know which pieces they like. Well, obviously, they were able to get the trade done last offseason surrounding Devin Williams. That would be a trade that would intrigue me. I don't know what it would cost. I'm not going to sit here and speculate here. This is what I think it would cost, because the way we evaluate them on episodes, and like when I was writing a column last week on the Lodolo, what could be trade, I'll mention that in a second here. That it's going to take one of Jones or Dominguez for a Lodolo trade, and probably for a Peralta trade as well. I love how people like Bobby Malone, and I know his quote is on here. He does a really good job analyzing quotes. Some people are just so freaking negative all the time. Like, You don't know the Yankees' plan. None of us do because only they know their plan. And, we could, sit here and be like, "Oh, this is what I think they're gonna do." It doesn't mean they're gonna do that. Um, Tweeting out now. The Yankees really feel great about Rodon, and they think that their top 3 MILB arms are enough, and they'll just buy, you know, they'll get a 1-year deal and stick with Yarbrough. They're not gonna do that. Alright, Cashman said, and people seem to forget this, Cashman said at the GM meetings that he would like to add a frontline starter this offseason. People are seeming to forget that comment. Peralta, frontline option. Alcantara, probably a frontline option. Gore, more middle of the road. Lodolo, I think he'd be a middle of the road, but I think Lodolo, as I mentioned, wait, hold on. Here's the next one. This is insane. And you could tell what time I'm filming this based on when these tweets are coming out. The notion they will sign Imai or make a big starting pitcher trade is a dream. Amazing if they do, but sadly, it's not the reality we live in. Is he in the Yankee front office all of a sudden? It's so insanely negative. Like, did anyone last offseason think that they were going to sign Max Fried or trade for Devin Williams? I didn't. Now, the Devin Williams trade, didn't really work, obviously, but no one knew they were going to do that. So when people pretend to know things that they don't know, it's actually annoying. Of course, the Yankees want to add a starting pitcher this offseason. Why wouldn't they? They know it's a problem. They also haven't done anything. The reason they haven't done anything, and I posted this on Threads the other day because someone's like, "Can they just do something?" When I posted the Lodolo column, and they're like, "They don't do anything." Blah blah blah. It's not by lack of effort. Of course, they're trying to do stuff. Tell me what team that's done a ton of stuff. The Blue Jays went out and got Cease and Cody Ponce, which I don't think you wanted either of them. Look at Cease's numbers in his career against the Yankees. Look at Sonny Gray's numbers against the Yankees in his career, his numbers at Fenway Park, and his numbers at Yankee Stadium, and tell me that he scares you. Oviedo, a little bit. Contreras at Fenway scares me a bit, but not to the point where I'm like, oh, they're going to win the East. Now, what they're doing down in Baltimore, that should percolate. You know, that should scare some people. Alonso, great signing for them. He's going to fit that ballpark really, really, really well. And then yesterday, signing off Eflin. Great signing for them. I know it's a re-sign because he's injury prone. The Yankees have gotten to him in recent years, so not the worst signing in terms of like the Yankee aspect of it, but also like good solid pitcher. So tell me the team that's gone out and done everything. Look at the free agent board. If Bellinger and Tucker were off the free agent board and this is a conversation, then I'd be worried. The Yankees are the only team that has a formal offer on Bellinger, according to reports. Yes, they have a line. I don't know if they're at that line yet. Yes, Boris is going to have to humble himself in order to get the deal done. We'll see when that happens. And Boris is trying to hold out a little bit for Tucker to sign. The only issue is Tucker doesn't have a market. So you're back to square one. So that's the problem. Once the Yankees have an outfielder signed, whether it's Bellinger, I doubt it'd be Tucker. I mean, it'd be great, if they could do like a Teixeira-esque, thing with Tucker where they come in at the last second and get him. We'll see. But that remains to be seen. If I sound stuffy, it's the normal like post Christmas cold that I get like every year at this point. So I apologize, but I still want to come on here and do a little episode before the new year. In terms of Tatsuya Amai, I really highly doubt it. Cubs, Phils, Yankees, Mets interested, according to the New York Post. I'm with Jack Curry on this one. I don't think the Yankees' interest is like legit, like at all. From other things I've heard and other issues that have gone on with Imai behind the scenes, I think that's something the Yankees would very much so prefer to stay away from. I'm also not saying they're definitively not signing him because they've done things in the past that have shocked me, and they'll continue to do so, but I by no means would expect the Yankees to go out and sign Tatsuya Imai, like, at all. Um, Next, the Yankee lineup. Here's the projected lineup as of now. Now, I should alter this because Ben Rice is expected to get leadoff at bats next year, which will be cool. I don't know how that'll fit him or not. Um, but I think it'd be cool. But if anyone was wondering why the Yankees haven't made a trade yet, it's because they need to have an outfielder secured in order for them to deal from their outfield surplus. Right? Like, let's say this report, which I believe to be accurate, because why would he lie, is accurate that the Yankees and Brewers are actively having conversations surrounding prospects. I believe that. So let's say a deal gets done for Bellinger like tomorrow. Then all of a sudden, I could see by Friday the Yankees having a starting pitcher. If I were the Yankees, I would have a contingency plan done with Milwaukee of what would it take to get Peralta and McGill in New York. I would have that trade pretty much done so that when you sign an outfielder, okay, outfielder signed, boom, get them, boom. And then it's the finishing touches. I came on here last week and I said there's not too much for them to do this offseason. That remains the same. Tell me the major move that you need this offseason. Yeah, Bellinger. They do need a right-hand corner outfielder. We know that. And among other things, I'm going to share my screen like right now. Let me just pull this up. So one of the things I've been doing this offseason, trying out for the Yankees, to see how it works. If this works, it'll definitely be done for like the Giant and Jet off seasons, or definitely the Giants. And I'll probably relay it to my colleagues for the Jet off season. Does this allow me to share my screen? Here is posting like minute by minute like updates here with like when they sign things. Obviously the date and time on here is like not accurate. That's why I put like the date it actually was. The New York Yankees signed right-handed first baseman and corner outfielder Nick Torres to a minor league contract on Saturday, I believe it was. Torres played in the Mexican League, was their MVP. He hit 347 for them, 27 home runs, 79 RBIs. The last time he was in a major league organization was in 2018 with the Royals, according to his Baseball Savant page. I mean, not Baseball Reference. You can see that right here. And why was he out of? I wonder why he left Double A. Because this is the Mexican League. That's Double A. Then he went to the Mexican League. I don't know why he went to the Mexican League because his numbers actually look decent in Double A. In the minors, in 5 minor league seasons, he was a 280 hitter with 31 home runs. And then with the Mexican League, all in all, he was a 321 hitter with 128 home runs. So there's a slug there. Okay, he played AAA in 2 seasons. Okay, 254. Where was he in AAA? Oh, okay. He was in AAA here and was demoted. That's weird. Anyways, kind of a low risk could be high reward signing for the Yankees. if they don't find anything, and they'll give him runway in spring training, I would assume. And then if he looks good in spring training, why not try him on the roster? I mean, we see other teams around baseball all the time pull these random people out of the woodworks and play them. Why not the Yankees? Here's the bullpen. They still need work back there. They're not going to get away with this. No way. I think Trevor McGill would be perfect. You slot him right above Camilo, bump everyone down. Because then if you have Jake Bird who impresses, you have Cade Winquist who impresses, and Paul Blackburn who looks good who looked great as a Yankee last year. Let's see if he does it again. That's what that is. And if he sucks in spring training, they'll cut him. That's the deal. Cade Winquist, if they don't like what they see, DFA. That's it's that simple. Brett Hendrick's not even on this list, and they love him. The reason he's not on this list is because I believe they're going to add an external reliever. And they'd be stupid not to. And, Harrison Cohen's on the bottom. The reason he's not up there is because the Yankees are scared of his command concerns. And they don't want to just hand him the reins because they're nervous that he can't command his fastball. So by no means are the Yankees done this offseason. And that notion that they're doing nothing is spectacularly inaccurate. And it's actually insane to me that people think like that. And people think that they're just going to sit here and be content. They're not. They're waiting on Bellinger. It remains to be seen how long they're going to wait. Because if they're smart, they're like, we can't just wait for you and let Boris play his games. If they're smart. And that remains to be seen. So this was a quick, 17-minute episode because there isn't much to really talk about, but talked a little bit about Nick Torres, talked a little bit about the starting pitcher rumors, and a little bit about the work they have to do. And there isn't a whole ton, but there is stuff to do. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. I'll probably do a live episode later on in the week or early next week. Bring those back. The live episodes from now on, I think I'm going to be just putting on X and then uploading them to YouTube separately. So that way I can use the free version of StreamYard. Because I think StreamYard's the best site, but it's very expensive for now. So I'll let you know when that changes, if it changes, but it'll be on X. It'll be at @nethercot_ will be the handle, and I'll post that pretty much everywhere of this is the broadcast link. If you have X, great. If you don't, I'll just upload the recorded feed to YouTube after it's done, YouTube and Substack. Thank you so much. Have a great night.